Good morning, you all. This is my 4th day with an eye migraine and just like shoulders just really clenched, cause starving hurts, bitches. So it's gonna be a little darker. And since it's darker atmospherically, we're going to talk about hope, because I've been talking a big game about how we need to, pull the weeds of fear from our gardens and cultivate hope. But how do you do that? How do you cultivate hope in a time where, well, we're not going to get into that, but how do you cultivate hope? I'm going to make sure that everything's in focus, because I forgot to check that. I don't care. I don't care. I'm sorry. My eyes hurt too much. We'll start with how I cultivated hope. As a disabled person who, back in 2023, was terrified of becoming more sick, which I am more sick now. And how in 2023 I was ready to give up. Not because I didn't want to be around my animals, I didn't want to have hope, it was because I didn't see America getting better. Prove me wrong, bitches! So funny. But how do I still have hope now? When I don't have a lot of food left and I don't have the resources that I was promised my entire life. How do I have hope? How do I find happiness every day? One of the things is my garden. So I don't know where you guys can see, but I got a little zinnia, got 3 little marigolds, a 4th one, and like I try to bring things into my home that bring me joy. So like when Joann's was going out of business, every couple weeks I would spend extra money on just fabrics. I'm not good at sewing, but I love the different fabrics, and I love the idea of one day making my own clothes that fit me. What a concept! Oh my god. But like on days like this, how do I have hope that things will get better when I don't, my glasses are broken, so it's harder for me to see. It's not safe for me to drive, so how am I supposed to get my meds? How am I supposed to get food? How am I supposed to take care of my kids? And that goes to one of the most difficult things I've had to learn, and that's how to ask for help. And it's hard. When you are desperate, it is so hard to ask for help in a way that is it's hard. Because when you were desperate, you would do anything. You would marry anybody so you could get health care. You would eat anything so you had food. I'm not going to go into more of that because y'all get it. Y'all been there, done that. And we're not talking about the struggles we've dealt with. We're talking about how we moved through it. And whenever I ask for help these days, I try my best to ask if the other person is at a place where they can help. There are some people who have told me, like, hey, if you need something, please reach out. And like, as someone who was the giver, it's really hard for me to be like, oh yeah, I can drag someone else down with me. Like, it's not what we're doing. We are not an anchor. We are not this horrible thing that will take everybody else down. We feel like that because our worlds are crashing. And we are watching the lives of our loved ones crash as well, and it's so hard. It's so hard to reach out when you don't want to hurt the people you care about. And oftentimes, if you've been desperate, you have hurt the people you care about because you wanted to survive. And that's not a horrible thing. That's literally natural. But America is cannibalizing itself right now, and we have to find a way to cultivate that hope. So if you're struggling with food like me, something that has given me hope is like research, but like specifically like knowing exactly what I have in my pantry and then knowing ways that I can use everything. I'm disabled, so like stirring is kind of hard right now. So I do like Jello and broth, and I've been freezing chicken for about a year now because I had a feeling shit was gonna hit the fan. But I know that I'm not like everybody else. Like, I grew up with a dad who, like, when Ebola happened, he was like, alright, y'all, we're stocking up, we're preparing for the zombie apocalypse. Like, I grew up with preppers. So, like, during COVID, I prepped. This year, I prepped. But then I also gave a lot of stuff away to people, and so I don't have all the things that I prepped. So that's the other part, is community. And it's really hard right now because everybody is either scared or desperate or watching someone else fall, or they're totally fine and have no idea that anyone's struggling and are just blaming people for their struggles. Those people can fuck off. Truly, if you want to get rid of the weeds, those are weeds. Those are people who will cultivate your fear because they will make you feel guilty and they will make you feel like you deserve what you're getting, and you don't. And that's partly where I get my hope from, is from right here. I am my own mother, I am my own father, and I love myself. And even when I'm alone, I can hold myself. And it sounds sad. I remember feeling so sad for a long time, fearing isolation and being alone. But there's a comfort in not having to take care of other people and just having to focus on yourself. In my case, I also have pets, but they help me take care of myself. And there are two different people. There are people who need something to help them function, and there are people who don't. There are people who do better just taking care of themselves. And neither is bad. They both need what they need. And that's another thing. Building our hope is knowing what we need and feeling confident that we are not unjust in our needs. I need toilet paper. It sounds crazy to be like, I need this in my life, but like, I do. I've tried to go without in COVID and this past year because of financial issues. It's necessary, especially for someone with gastrointestinal issues. Pretty necessary. Medical supplies, medications, physical therapies, massage therapy. Our bodies right now are shutting down from the amount of stress that we've been dealing with, sometimes chronically. If you're like me and you're like, my entire life has been chronic pain and chronic stress and chronic horrible things, and like, I just need a fucking break, come here. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get through this. A 20-second hug can reset the nervous system. And it doesn't have to be from a human. It helps especially the pressure if you're autistic or neurodivergent, that pressure can really help. But we can look at Temple Grandin, who was a very autistic, I think she's still alive, a very autistic agricultural phenomenon who created her own compression when she was in college, so that way she could manage her own stress without needing other people. And that was because other people caused more stress, because they didn't understand her. But now they do. Not because she changed, but because the world changed. And that's where our hope comes from. The hope that there is change. The hope that life flows and it moves and it sucks and like you can't hear it, but my body is, you might hear it. I am creaking because even though I stretch every day, my body is like the body of an 80-year-old. And my shoulders are constantly getting stuck in the wrong positions. It's really fun. Don't recommend it. But I know this looks pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. But if you have the ability right now, just move a little bit with me. Because we gotta get better at flowing. We're too good at getting stuck in fear, in flight, freeze, fawning, because we have to in America. Oh my goodness. I met someone this year who was much better at flowing, and I tried to be more like them, but it was difficult, but they taught me a lot. Oh my goodness. But moving like the waves, okay. Woo! That's the other lesson. When your body says stop, fucking stop. Goodness. Goodness. Oh, we don't have to push through that pain. It's not there because we're weak. It's there because we're in pain. Oh my goodness. When you feel overheated, help yourself cool down. When you feel cold, warm yourself up. Sticking your feet in a nice warm bath can be really nice. I'll make a video really quick about some of the health tools that I use, but I want to talk a bit more about body movement, because when our bodies get stuck, it feels really hard to get our minds moving, or our minds can be moving too fast and our bodies can't move, and it just becomes a whole like dichotomy and juxtaposition that goes, and then you're just hitting yourself, and we don't want to do that. So turn on some music. If you need some like emotional regulation, Steven Universe songs, Rebecca Sugar songs, oh my goodness. Here comes a thought that might alarm you, what someone said and how it harmed you, something you did that failed to be charming, things that we've said are suddenly swarming, but oh, you're losing sight. You're losing touch. All these little things seem to matter so much that they confuse me, that I might lose me. But time is an illusion that helps us make sense. So that's why we're always living in the present tense. You can do some EMDR taps on her chest. They're nice, steady. Or maybe you're like a horse. You need to go riding across the prairie. It is unforgiving when a good thing ends. But you and I will always be back then. Singing will happen, happening, happen. Will happen, happening, happen. And will happen again and again. But you and I will always be back then. But you and I will always be back then. We can do some tip tip taps, tip tip taps, tip 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 taps. I'm safe inside today. I'm safe inside my mind. I'm safe inside today. I'm safe inside my mind. Pitty pitty pats. And we can pat our shoulders. And we pat down our arms. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Bentos. Do you want to help me talk about how kitties can help? Yeah? Yeah? Come here. Come get your good boy. I know. Oh, oh, you don't want to be up here. Okay. Oh, your paws are wet. But that's life, right? Animals and children help remind us that things can get super, super, super messy and gross and stinky. There can be pee and poop and vomit and more, but it can be cleaned up, right? You know. And cats, the purring, I can tell you from someone who has dealt with some severe depression in the past, that purr can literally reset your nervous system. Dogs constantly being like, hey, get up, let's go outside. Hey, I need food. Hey, I need water. Helps us move our bodies. We are less stuck. So if you are in a traumatized body, I see you. You are not alone. And this is a really, really hard time for people like us. But there's hope because we are the hope.